Everyone listens to the nation station DBS Radio.
This Wednesday, April 2, Creole Heartbeat Radio Talk Show brings you an insightful discussion you don't want to miss. An exclusive conversation featuring Dominica's Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, with host Ambassador Leroy Wadix Charles.
So even with regards to the Creole aspect of Dominica.
Live on DBS Radio from 11 a.m. A special discussion on the creative industry, Creole culture, and more.
And we have to move towards branding things and also trademarking things.
This Wednesday, April 2, 11 a.m. Creole Heartbeat on DBS Radio. The DBS Radio Felix Henderson National Reading Competition is on again. Let's participate, let's support, let's listen, let's read.
She smiled and she said, "Good. I knew you would come to your senses."
Everyone listens to the nation station DBS Radio.
Like water flowing from the mountaintop, this is the sound of DBS.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: the police say their investigations continue into the March 19 protests outside Fort Young Hotel as 3 more people were granted bail on Tuesday. Other news this morning: the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves has urged supporters over the weekend to ensure that the party wins a 6th term in office. And news from the international scene: U.S. retailers nervous and Europeans warn of massive risk as Donald Trump tariff announcement due today. Details of the morning news right after this.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial for several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach, available at Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Morning News. The news this morning is brought to listeners through the kind compliments of HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, Fine Foods Inc., and Petro-Caribe. My name is Curtis Matthew. Here we go with our lead story. Magistrate Pearl Williams has granted bail in the sum of $25,000 to 3 men who were charged with unlawful assembly as protest action broke out outside Fort Young Hotel on March 19. Bail was granted to Alvin James and Ed John Baptist of La Plaine and Selwyn Powell of Portsmouth, who resides at Pottersville. Ronaldo Luke picks up the story.
The complaint stated that on March 19, 2025, at Victoria Street in Roseau, the accused men unlawfully, riotously, and tumultuously assembled to the disturbance of the public, contrary to the provision of Section 4 of Chapter Number 1002 of the Riot Act of the Consolidated Laws of Dominica of 2017. The 3 defendants were not required to enter a plea, as the matter is an indictable offense, expected to be tried at the High Court. During the hearing, Powell appeared before the court as the sole accused on one of the charges. Police Prosecutor Sergeant Etienne raised no objection to bail and proposed no bail conditions. As a result, attorneys Ronald Charles and Joshua Francis, who represent the accused, presented Andrew O'Brien as the proposed surety. The court accepted O'Brien and bail was granted in the sum of $25,000 with no conditions attached. Meanwhile, bail was also granted to John Baptist and James without conditions, despite the prosecution's effort to have them imposed. After the joint charge was read to the accused men, Police Prosecutor Sergeant Yankee had no objection to bail, but requested that 3 conditions be attached, namely, that the accused men report to the La Plaine Police Station once weekly, inform the court 72 hours in advance if they wish to change their address, and refrain from reoffending whilst on bail. However, Magistrate Williams sought justification from the prosecution for these proposed conditions. The police prosecutor argued that given the nature of the offense and the penalty it carries, conditions should be imposed. He pointed out that the court has attached conditions for less serious offenses and that more stringent conditions were imposed on other defendants charged with the same offense by a different magistrate. The magistrate, however, noted that since the accused men had no criminal convictions or other criminal matters pending before the court, and the prosecution had not provided sufficient grounds for imposing the conditions, she denied the application. She stated that the prosecution had failed to justify why such conditions should be imposed. Bail was granted to James and John Baptist in the sum of $25,000 with no conditions attached. They are scheduled to return to court on June 30 of 2025 for the commencement of the preliminary inquiry, while Powell's matter was adjourned to August 21, 2025. 19 individuals have so far been charged with unlawful assembly following protest action held in Roseau on March 19, 2025. Ronaldo Luke reporting for DBS News.
And we thank Ronaldo Luke for your usual comprehensive reports from the courts in Dominica. Other news this morning, business leaders across Dominica are being asked to take part in the inaugural post-budgetary luncheon of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, DAIC, this morning at Goodwill Parish Hall. Here is the Executive Director of the DAIC, Ashma McDougall.
While pre-budget consultations have well been received and have always been welcomed, we recognize the importance of evaluation and monitoring of the national budget's impact from 2024 and 2025, as these are critical in informing decision-making across both the private and the public sectors. And so at the DIC, we are primarily focused on the pathways and opportunities that can contribute to strengthening our economy, specifically through the private sector. We recognize that many times the private sector is hinted as being the engine for economic growth. And this activity and activities like these endeavor to bring together the private sector stakeholders and the public sector stakeholders within a space where they can dialogue constructively about the implications of previous budgetary policies.
And that's the Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, the DAIC, Ashma McDougall. The Assistant Chief Education Officer, Nadia Farrell, has endorsed the 2025 DBS Felix Henderson National Reading Competition. She told the launch of the competition on Tuesday that the reading competition will promote literacy among Dominican students.
This event is more than just a competition. It is a powerful platform that nurtures literacy, language appreciation, and intellectual growth among our young leaders. Felix Henderson was a true icon of Dominican culture and communication, and it is only fitting that his legacy continues to inspire a new generation of readers and storytellers. His passion for the spoken and written words resonates in this initiative, reminding us of the value of language as a tool for empowerment and self-expression. The Ministry of Education is proud to support this competition, recognizing that literacy is the cornerstone of education and a key driver of national development. Through reading, our students expand their knowledge, enhance their creativity, and develop the critical thinking skills necessary to navigate an ever-evolving world. We commend DBS Radio for its dedication towards promoting literacy and for ensuring that the voices of our young readers are heard. To the participants, I encourage you to seize this opportunity to challenge yourself, to learn and to grow. Every page you turn, every passage you read brings you one step closer to unlocking new opportunities.
And that's the Assistant Chief Education Officer, Nadia Farrell. Meantime, Deputy Chairman of the DBS Board of Directors, Oliver Henderson, says the national broadcaster is proud to present the reading competition for another year.
It is also my greatest pleasure to be among people who believe that going forward for Dominica, our youth must come first, and education is key, and that reading is very important at that juncture. I also want to commend my fellow directors and the management and staff for recognizing the effort of Felix Henderson. He being a pioneer and a hard worker in ensuring that this program continued, I want to say hats off to the team in ensuring that his name forms part of this national reading competition. Let me just say to the readers, the competitors, that you all are winners. You need to continue doing what you do, but just consider yourself to be winners. Okay, so I just want to thank you all for your efforts and to continue this effort in ensuring that this popular, very important reading competition continues and continue to grow.
And that's the Deputy Chairman of the Board of Directors of DBS Radio, Oliver Henderson. Former Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence remembers the late Fitzroy Williams as a musical genius. The late Fitzroy Williams, one of the Dominica's best-known keyboardists, died last month and will be laid to rest later this week. The Thunderbirds Carnival Band held a tribute in his honor at Harlem Plaza last night.
Fitzroy Williams can be described as a musical genius, a super talented musician, a giant in the music industry. He was an extraordinary keyboardist and composer, especially with the famous band Exile One. Apart from Dominica, Fitzroy resided in Guadeloupe, Martinique, France, but he never gave up on his music, no matter where he was. Music was always a part of his life and helped to contribute to that impressive sound of Exile One, that brand of music that resonated with fans the world over. One of his own greatest personal hit songs was the song Hit Me With Music, which took the Caribbean and the world by storm. He was very much a part of the composition of several of the songs of Exile One. His musical skill and ability were indeed amazing. And yet, with all his fame and great musical talent, Fitzroy was such a humble, down-to-earth, relatable kind of person who could engage and connect with anyone. He had no airs or attitude about him. When it came down to it, he was just a plain and simple human being who could get along with everybody he met.
And that's the former Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence. Musician Vivian Wallace played alongside Fitzroy Williams over several years.
And it's not just a normal instrument player, he's a genius. Things he does, I don't think I've heard anybody else do that. And we've been together for at least 50 years, since we were little kids, going to academy and stuff. We had wooden stool. We had, Fitzroy went to Boys and Dam, went to other groups. And then we had Exile One. Exile One is an institution for Dominica. Right now, millions of people in Brazil, Europe, Caribbean, and everybody know what Exile One is all about. Fitzroy Williams is a major instigator in this. In my lifetime, I've never seen another keyboard player that great. Genius. And I want to say something on behalf of the other friends of Exile One that are not here, Julie, and other friends in Paris, John, number, they wish they could be here. Circumstances. Fitzroy is in a great place. I'm going to go to that great place too, someday.
Musician Vivian Wallace in a northern newscast will hear from the son of the late Fitzroy Williams, David Williams, and Zah Emmanuel of the Thunderbird Carnival Band. We'll bring that to you in another newscast. Finally, from the nation this morning, Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore says a new beat section for the police force will come on stream soon. Blackmore says the beat section will provide 24-hour coverage for the city and environs.
We are at the moment where we are seeing 59 police recruits are being trained, and the intention is to have a specific section which will be called a beat section. We have to go back to the days of having 24 hours coverage of the beats within the city of Roseau. A police force has to be able to adequately police the city, because the city represents what a country stands for. And so that in itself will be something tremendous focus will be placed on in the next couple of months to ensure that we have a section to deal exclusively with the area of beat policing and the issue of the continuation of community policing and the need to rid the street of illegal firearms. So these are a number of things that we are placing emphasis on. Under Mr. Valerie, you saw how Carnival was properly policed. We have improved in our capacity in a number of issues, some of which I cannot make reference to. So we are better able to monitor events in any form and have live images taken. And we have also, in the recent past, see that we have started a unit where we have dogs that are specialized in detection of ammunition and explosive. We're going to actually add more dogs in that section on the area of search and rescue. So a number of things that we're doing as we seek to actually make the police force not only more professional, but to have a more robust approach in its response to serving the community and the people of Dominica.
Minister for National Security Rayburn Blackmore. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has urged supporters over the weekend to ensure that the party wins a sixth term in office. He told his party's 24th anniversary that the rally is not about them in the leadership of the party, but a celebration of the love and support of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Gonsalves, who turned 79 years in August, is expected to lead the party into its re-election bid. He told supporters they have transformed St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the better by far and all what they have achieved would not be possible without them. He told supporters as they move forward for a sixth term, they should not be afraid and not be dismayed. Finally, this morning, U.S. retailers say they are nervous, and a European industry chief warns of a massive risk as the U.S. President Donald Trump prepares to unveil widespread tariffs today. He will outline the plans at the White House. It's unclear how high the tariffs could go and exactly which countries could be targeted. Donald Trump has said the tariffs will address unfair trade with other countries, but analysts warn the tariffs could push up global prices. It is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's news. Don't go away. The sports report comes up shortly.
Give babies the comfort they need with paddless diapers. A diaper with a powerful storage core that locks the wetness away and keep your baby dry. Soothe your baby's skin with a breathable cotton-like cover because Paddless Diapers has a wetness indicator. Your precious baby deserves a diaper like Paddlers, which has an easy fit due to flexible side panels with stretch that ensures increased comfort and freedom to move, to crawl, to walk, to run and play. Paddlers distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
For over 47 years, the National Bank of Dominica Limited has been a cornerstone of our nation's development, standing by our customers at every step. Together, we are shaping a brighter future. We recognize that every journey is different, and we are dedicated to nurturing meaningful relationships. We are here to understand your needs and support your goals. Our personalized services are designed to provide the peace of mind you deserve wherever life takes you. Trust us to be there when it counts. With NBD, you have a partner invested in your success today, tomorrow, and always.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with football news. President of the DFA, Glenn Etienne, says Dominica will host Barbados in 2 friendly international matches in May The games will be played at the DFA Technical Center, at Stock Farm, and at Windsor Park. The matches will form part of the national team's preparation for the World Cup qualifiers, which will be held in June. The matches will be played on May 8th and May 11.
Well, yeah, we have 2 friendly games for Dominica, and which is going to be played in Dominica. Hopefully in May, we have 1 game on the 8th, which is a Thursday game, which will play at the Stock Farm Complex, and the 11th of May, which is the Sunday game, which we will be playing at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. So that is in helping the players to better their craft for the World Cup game coming up on the 4th and the 8th against the BVI and Dominican Republic.
Hosting the game at Stock Farm, I know in the past there would have been concerns hosting a quote-unquote international game at Stock Farm. So what sort of things would the DFA be doing, to just make sure everything is, fit and dandy for the game?
Well, the grounds is in good shape. I mean, the grounds is standard size. What we'll have to take in consideration is the dressing rooms of the referee and the players. We'll put some makeshift stops, make it look better, make it look more friendly, and then that shouldn't be an issue to have the game played.
All right. So you're telling the national team to make it 4 games at least so far for the year, but what would you want to see from your national team as you go through 2025? I know we've, made some small progress in the rankings, but what would you want to see from your national team?
Well, we always want to continue moving up the ladder in terms of the ranking. I think in terms of the players, we have some good players. It's just about them putting the hard work that is needed so that it will showcase whatever that the DFA is portraying. Yes, like you mentioned, we're expecting in the new year, which the World Cup would have started in 2026 in the new year, and CONCACAF Nation Leagues would have restarted. So we're expecting our national team to be even in better shape for that when that come around, and hoping that the younger players can elevate themselves, show their talent that will help Dominica produce better footballers and move our ranking even further.
And that's the president of the Dominica Football Association, Glenn Etienne. Meantime, the DFA Premier League continues tonight with Valvoline United taking on Petro Caribe Point Michel. That match, which was originally scheduled for the opening weekend, was postponed due to a clash in uniforms. It will now take place tonight at 6:30 at the DFA Technical Center. The Windward Island Volcanoes assistant coach, Carlton Bohr, is hoping the team can put together some solid performances as they face the Barbados Pride as the Cricket West Indies Regional 4-day tournament continues today. The Volcanoes, they've managed just 1 win so far this season from 5 matches. Bohr says the players are motivated to end the campaign on a positive note.
Yes, they're pretty confident, just looking at body language, looking at our guys preparing, you could see a lot of difference in terms of, the confidence booster. I mean, guys still, trying to get things done in fashionable style. And, even our captain, has been looking better and better as he go along. So high expectations of batters coming forward in this game to, try and go big again.
The opposition, Barbados Pride, would themselves have made some changes. Expect a stiff challenge from them?
Well, it's always a challenge, A Barbados team will always be a Barbados team in regards to whoever they put on the park. They know how to play their cricket, so definitely, we definitely have to put our best game forward in regards to Barbados because, people only remember you when you do good against big teams. So this is definitely a team to come good against.
Windward Islands Volcanoes assistant coach, Carlton Bohr. Well, the Volcanoes, they've made 2 changes to the team with Kimani Melius and Noel Leo replacing Gian Benjamin and Stefan Pascal. Other matches today will see the Leeward Island Hurricanes playing the Guyana Happy Eagles. Jamaica Scorpions will take on the Trinidad Red Force, and the Combined Campuses and Colleges, CCC, to play the West Indies Academy. Olympic gold medalist Thea Laffogatson is set to be bestowed with another major award following her exploits on the track in becoming Dominica's first Olympic medalist. The track star is among honorees set to be recognized during the 28th Annual Scholarship Awards Gala of the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies. Executive Director of the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies, Anne-Marie Grant says that Thea Laffogatson is being celebrated for her historic achievement and for inspiring pride throughout the Caribbean. Thea Laffogatson will receive the Salute to Caribbean Gold Award. The American Foundation for the University of the West Indies Awards Gala celebrates individuals and organizations whose leadership and philanthropy have significantly impacted the Caribbean, the U.S., and beyond. All proceeds from the gala will support scholarships for financially disadvantaged yet high-achieving students at the University of the West Indies. Since its founding, the foundation has awarded about 650 scholarships and bursaries to students across the Caribbean. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy says it will be a task to fill the void created with the resignation of Captain Craig Brathwaite. The West Indies Test captain announced his resignation on Monday. Sammy, who officially took up the role of head coach for all three formats effective Tuesday, says that the opportunity could provide for some young person to take up the mantle of West Indies captain.
What Craig has done over the last 5 years, captaining or leading any West Indies team is always difficult. The duty or the responsibility of breeding leaders is also difficult. However, throughout the region, we have, seven first-class teams now playing, including the academy. Eight of them. We've been grooming leaders in that regard as well. What we do have is an opportunity to start fresh. That's what, with the blow of missing Craig as a captain, I always look at the bright side, what it creates and what opportunities it creates. And I could go back probably to my time when I have only played probably 9 test matches and I was captain in West Indies. So it creates an amazing and exciting opportunity for us to start fresh with new direction into the test team.
And that's the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. No announcement has been made as to who will be the new West Indies test captain. Meantime, Sammy has dismissed suggestions of a rift with the former T20 captain Rovman Powell. Shea Hope has taken over the ranks of the T20 team. Sammy says Powell was a good leader and will continue to have a role in West Indies cricket, saying there is no rift with Powell at the moment. Finally, some basketball news. Defending secondary schools under-20 boys basketball champions, the Academic School of Learning took down the Dominica State College in dramatic fashion as that tournament continued Tuesday. The game came down to the last shot. Sports officer UD John has more.
It took a buzzer beater from the least suspected individual from the academics team to defeat the Dominica State College in the tertiary institutions battle in the secondary schools under-20 basketball competition today. In the match that took place at the American Canadian School of Medicine, the academics defeated the Dominica State College 50-48. For the academics, Christian Scotland scored 26, his brother Jayden Scotland supported with 9, and Jaira Antoine, he scored 9. While for the Dominica State College, Nigel George scored 16 and Kaylan Paul added 13. The competition continues tomorrow at the Massac Indoor facility with a match between the Convent High School and the Northeast Comprehensive School from 2 p.m., followed by the Portsmouth Secondary School and the PHL Secondary School women at that venue. So that's it for the competition tomorrow. And on Thursday, the Dominica State College girls will also face off against the Convent High School girls as the competition continues.
And that's the sports officer, UD John. That too is a look at the DBS Morning News and Sports. Hazari Williams, one reminder. Ambassador Leroy Waddix-Charles meets Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit in a special discussion this morning at 11 o'clock on the Creole Heartbeat program. You never know what happens when an ambassador meets a prime minister during a special discussion. You never know. You don't want to miss Creole Heartbeat, 11 o'clock on DBS. An ambassador comes up against a prime minister, 11 o'clock, DBS Creole Heartbeat.